Hello and welcome to Fat Squirrel Speaks. Today is Wednesday, January 6th, and this is episode 287. Yes. I am Amy Beth. I use she, her pronouns in this episode. I just said it was episode 287 like 3 seconds ago. I'm known as the Fat Squirrel on Ravelry and the Fat SQRRL on Instagram. Love to ya. If you've been with the show for a while, you know we're in a different place. Sometimes we're in this place, sometimes we're in the other place. In the winter, sometimes we're here because lighting. So you do see that half of my face is brighter than the other half. We're actually in my dining room. So behind me is a quilt that my mother made us many years ago. And we put quilts up sometimes on our windows in the winter just to help with insulation. So we use them basically as curtains. So that's what you see behind me. And in fact, if you've watched the very first episode, I want to say, of the podcast, or maybe even the first couple, but this is the quilt that's in the very first episode. If I could do pop-up video, that would be a fact. So yay! So welcome to the table. I'm having coffee. There's, okay, we're a little low on snacks today, but there's definitely some prepackaged cookies in there because my family really does enjoy a cookie that comes in a package. So you can find some in there, I'm sure. Just rustle around. You've got refrigerator rights. Gus may lose his mind at any moment. The backyard is like right there. And we put our decorative corn out for the squirrel. And I say the squirrel because I'm pretending it's just one squirrel. He is a very rotund squirrel. He is so fat. And he likes to just sit on the fence and eat the corn. And it's very cute, but it drives Gus insane, which is also hilarious. And the squirrel gives no cares. He's just eating his corn like methodically from the top down in like a perfectly circular pattern. It's very fun. So if you hear, if I stop in a quick fashion, that's probably what happened. Okay, so let's get into it. This episode will contain, oh my gosh, okay, my page flipped over. Page flipped over. Okay, what's happening? Here we go. 287. Okay. Do I have shenanigans of the mind? I mean, I guess I have shenanigans. I always have shenanigans of the mind. But I didn't write anything down. So maybe we won't have shenanigans of the mind. Wouldn't that be a change of pace as of late? We're going to have definitely knitting. I have some finished spinning. I finished my Advent spin. I feel like we're very close. We're very tight. Maybe I should zoom out. We do this sometimes because I'm in my dining room. If you don't know, my dining room, it has wood paneling, like old school, very dark. That's okay. That's probably a little bit better. It was a little bit intense, wasn't it? So sometimes I tend to kind of focus in a little close so that we're not like looking at my paneling, but you can see it. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the quilt behind me. If you are a person who's been intimidated by quilting because maybe like you just have like a real small little sewing machine, this quilt is made with a quilt as you go technique. So you don't ever have to actually quilt the whole quilt at one time. You actually, each one of those little squares is quilted individually and then they're joined. So now the joining is, can be a bit cumbersome, but you're not trying to quilt a whole quilt at once. So I have never done a quilt as you go, but I have done research because quite frankly, I love to research things. Now, do I ever do those things? Not necessarily, but that's okay because I just love researching them. Hi. But so if you've ever been like, oh, I would like to do that, but that's just too much for me. Just, hey, that's a thing that's out there. You might not even know that's a thing. It's called Quilt As You Go, and it is a thing. You can probably find books about it at your library, unless your library is like mega, mega tiny. And even if it is, there are definitely YouTube videos out there. Quilt as you go is the thing. Okay, that was all I need to say about that. Okay, so there will be, I finished spinning, I finished my Advent spinning. I have knitting and crocheting, quilting. There's just chaos on this table, y'all. Just chaos. Yeah. Oh, there'll be shameless self-promotion. Whatever. All those things. Let's get into it. I feel like I should do shenanigans of the mind because I feel like I was doing fun stuff. Oh, I do have a note in my book that's literally narcissism. I feel like I should talk, like I have been having a lot of like mental ramblings lately, and I do just want to like just pop in just to like touch base. That I just want to make sure that you understand, that I do clarify that I don't actually think my thoughts are that important. I'm only saying them out loud because I know that sometimes other people like can identify with them, and so it's like really helpful sometimes when you're thinking those things and then like you can hear another human say them and you're like, dude, thank you. I didn't know somebody else was thinking that. And it can be such, like, I can specifically remember the first time I read the bloggist, her first book, and now I can't remember what it's called. But anyway, when I read her book, her narrative style is very similar to my thinking style, in that it is very like parenthetical and nesty. And it was so comforting to see, like, to be able to identify that and to feel like a kinship with it, and not like that was just a very powerful feeling to me. And so while the internet has lots of garbage things associated with it, like one of the most powerful and like reaffirming things that it can do is, I feel like, let us feel that like that I'm gonna just hold your hand, right? Like that, like, okay. Yeah, okay. You know what I mean? Like, right? So that's what I, just hold your hand. Okay. Okay, so other things that have been, okay, we need to touch this. So we do need to touch base about this. So on the way, we're driving to see my mom for Christmas. We did go see my mom for Christmas. Judge me, it's fine. We isolated beforehand. I'm an only child. We went to see my mom for Christmas. What was I gonna say? Oh, on the way down there, I listened to a podcast. I talked a little bit last time about the loneliness podcast I had listened to that was on the, Fiddly Faddle. What is that fellow's name? Ezra Klein show. And then he had another podcast. By the way, I just found his podcast. He's totally leaving because he's got a fancy pants job at the New York Times. Whatever. There's a million other podcasts to listen to. Excuse me. So then I saw that he had a podcast with Michael Pollan, who's, if you don't know, is a huge food writer, and I have enjoyed so many of his books. But like, hi, none of you told me that he has a whole book about like psychedelic drugs. Like he has, it's not even new. It's not even a new book. It's like 2 years old. Nobody told me? I don't watch the news, or like, I really don't. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't even really participate in the news that much because it really, I can't function really too much if I participate too much in the news, because I can't. My brain is not meant to handle it. Like, it doesn't go well for me with the people that are around me. So, like, okay. But, like, so sometimes then I miss things. But what? So anyway, I don't think I didn't write it down because I didn't even write it down to talk to you about it. What? So, okay, there's so much to discuss. Okay, so Michael Pollan has written this book called How to Change Your Mind. Let me see what the thing is. It's in my I'm listening to it because I'm already on lists. There's no need to not be on another one. I'm trying to see what the new science of psychedelics teaches us about consciousness, dying, addiction, depression, and transcendence. Did you know? What's going on? Okay, fascinating. I was listening to the podcast on the way to Christmas. By the time I got to my mom's house, I was like, all right, that is it. The teen is in the car with me. Has just turned 14. I'm like, that is it. Family vacation to Oregon. Oregon has just passed a proposition where they're going to they have required that I'm going to be wrong. Okay, I'm going to say this wrong. Because I was just like, and I haven't re-listened to it. But essentially something something like that Oregon has passed something that they're going to require their Food and Drug Administration to provide for therapeutic now I can't say the word. Magic mushroom. That therapeutic experiences. What, where like you'll have like a practitioner. It will be like in a controlled environment. What is happening? So, okay, before you what me, I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. But before you what me, I hear your what's. Like, I was raised in this culture. I hear you. Okay? Like, I have existed for 40 something years in this culture. Okay? Like, whatever you're gonna say, I hear you. But before you actually type your what to me, just listen to the podcast. It was so interesting. So interesting. By the time we got to my mom's, I was like, that's it, family vacation. We're going to Oregon. In a few years when they get this figured out. It's on the books. New life job. I'm going to have a knitting retreat with yurts. That's always been on the books, in the brain. Because it's like the perfect, it's like bed and breakfast, but for introverts, right? Like you get to all have your yurt, but there will be common space with specific hours. But also I will be a trained psilocybin guide practitioner. Are you in? You're in. I'm in. We're on it. We're doing it. Clara Parks has started her wool cult. Come on, the door's open. Let's go through. I am making light of it, but it was actually very powerful and very interesting. And this book is fascinating. Again, it talks about like the actual therapeutic use before it kind of took over in the drug culture and how that kind of like vilified it, and like that there were actually like very serious therapeutic uses and like breakthroughs that a lot of people had using these medications, and how, in fact, when Michael Pollan wrote his original article about this research, before he wrote the book, like, kind of as the seed for the book, that he, his editor told him like, all right, you got to go find like you know, you've got to go find the counterpoint. You've got to go find the person who's, you know, the professional who's saying like, yeah, no, this is crazy. And he literally had trouble finding, you know, professional therapists, psychiatrists who said no, because there have been so few advances in mental health fields. You know, we've had amazing advances in oncology and in, you know, cardiac areas, but our mental health fields are just struggling so much. And also, like, they talked about like the amazingly small margin of effectiveness of SSRIs over the placebo. What? I had no idea that there was that small of a margin of therapeutic benefit for people. I did not know that. And there's like such intense side effects for folks. That was fascinating. Oh, again, the interview is like less than a trip from Indianapolis to Cincinnati, so it's less than 2 hours long. Definitely food for thought, even if you're not interested in that experience at all. Even if you don't have, you know, any mental health issues in family or friends, it was very interesting. Just from, you know, again, from you are a person in society. It was, and it really dovetailed interestingly with this discussion on loneliness, and with this larger experience we're having as a culture through the pandemic and through these new experiences that we're having now, and how we are processing them, and how this, you know, how we're making our way through this traumatic event. Very powerful. Very powerful. That's enough to talk about. It was wild. Okay. What else? Oh my gosh. So knitting wise. So the new year happened. Do you make New Year's knitting goals or crafting goals? I never used to, like, before podcasts and like Instagram. It never occurred to me. I'm not a huge New Year's I'm not a New Year's resolutions person, kind of at all. Yeah, I'm not at all. I don't know why I feel guilty about that, but somehow I do. But anyway, I mean, I'm sure I have in the past, but not with any like real. But it had never even occurred to me to make New Year's like crafting goals. I'm always curious to know if other people do that. You know, so now I do kind of think about it. Like, is there anything in particular that I want to do? But it usually for me, it doesn't necessarily, I don't know. It doesn't necessarily feel like something that I have like a list. Like, you know, like when I go to Rhinebeck or something, I'll make like a shopping list. You know, like these are things I would like to look at, like try to find supplies for or something like that. But for like in the new year, I don't know. I never really, it never feels like a concrete time to like make that many plans. I kind of like did just write a few things down. That Katie Greenbean, she drew her Make 9. In fact, she drew multiple Make 9. She drew like a knitting one and a sewing one, and then like included like materials attached to the page. You have got to check it out on Instagram. It's amazing. It's beautiful. Oh my gosh, by the way, we're setting the mood. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have Yankee candles in this house. I mean, I live in Indiana. I'm a boring white lady. But I had to tell you because it's very distracting to me. It smells so good. We broke down and got this one. It's called North Pole, and it smells like mint and vanilla. So if you're sitting here and you're wondering why it smells so good, that's what it is. That's what it is. It smells really good, right? It's distracting. But anyway, Katie Greenbean. It's like epic. So let me just discuss. I love the idea of drawing your make 9 because like sometimes you want to make things that like okay, so for example, I've had things like rocking around in my head that are things I want to make that aren't necessarily a pattern, or you know, like I can't just say I want to make the night shift or I want to make XYZ. And so I love the idea of the drawing of the make 9 because it gives you so much more flexibility. However, I'm horrid at the drawing. I think I could be better if I actually took the time to do it, but I didn't. Should I even show you? Because it's hilariously bad. I feel like I should show you just because it is so hilariously bad, and you can like be like, oh, I could just be free to write my terrible drawing. But like, I love the idea of doing the drawing of the make 9. It's genius. Because the thing is, like, I think especially when you are trying to, like when you're trying to work out something that's not, again, that's maybe not a pattern, or like it's like you're trying to like maybe modify a pattern a little bit, or like you're trying to like kind of franken something together, and like it just keeps rolling around in your hand and you're rolling and rolling and rolling. I feel like getting it out is really helpful. And it occurred to me after I drew my really bad drawings that maybe I could have just written it down, and maybe that would have also helped to get it out of my head. And might have been like slightly less embarrassing. Whatever. So I'll show you the really good one. Is I still need to make my my tall pink hat. So I do still need to make that, and that is a quality illustration. I still need to make my tall pink hat. But the next thing I need to make is, okay, I'll tell you the easier thing first. Well, easier. So, okay, so the quilted jacket, right? It's the sourdough starter of the quilting world. Excuse me. Except this is the thing, y'all. I don't ever leave my house. So I don't really want to make a jacket because like I just don't leave. So like I'm like, I think the idea of making a quilted jacket is still super cute, and I still love it, and it's still on my list. But I'm like, but maybe I want to make a quilted like sweatshirt, right? FYIs, I have no idea what this sweater pattern is. It's garter stitch. It is a Brooklyn tweed pattern. I think it actually might be in my projects. It is made with Bartlett yarns, sport weight. Back to the things. It's not supposed to be short sleeve. It's supposed to be long sleeve. So I'm like, am I really going to wear a quilted jacket? Also, I'll be honest with you, the one that I really secretly want to make is not in my size. Because it has the pocket with this diagonal that's like takes up the whole side of the thing, and I really like the Moona and Broad one, and I do that's the one I'm going to make. But at the same time, I'm like, but again, I don't leave the house. So maybe I should make a sweatshirt-ish thing that I could wear with all of my ridiculous inside the house clothes. Right? So I think what I'm going to do, Moona and Broad has a box top. I think it's called Torrens. I want to say that that's what it's called. It's literally just a box top. Okay, it's like very boxy. It goes up to a size that would be big enough that would give me lots of positive ease. Because I think the key is to making this quilted sweatshirt work for me is to give it lots of positive ease. And usually I am not into lots of positive ease. Okay, usually that's not my jam. But because it's going to have no stretch, I feel like that is the way I need to go. Right? Is that what you think? It's okay. It doesn't need to be flattering. because I'm not into that jam. And also it's a quilted shirt. I mean, right? Okay, but you've got to see the fabrics I'm picking because they are so beautiful. Could I have, like, you know, been reasonable and used fabric that I had? Of course. Did I? No. Because it's got to be fancy. My quilted sweatshirt that I'm wearing in the house. Because, okay, let's tell you why. In my head, why it needs to be fancy. Because in my head, I need to wear it with all of my leggings that I love. And I'm just going to tell you right now, some of them involve lame, like gold lame on them. In fact, can I do this? Can I do it? I don't know. Can I do it? How much do you love me? Oh, no, I can't do it. Will that be edited out? I don't know. We'll find out. This is a very hard chair. Okay, but so the fabric I got. It's so insane. It's called Homebody. I felt like that was like spiritually appropriate. And like, it's all like roses and navy and gold. Who's a fancy lady in her quilted her quilted sweatshirt? That's right. And then guess what I did? I got flannel to line it with. So I haven't exactly decided if there will be batting in this. I can't decide. I can't decide if there will be batting involved. I don't think there will be, but I don't know. I'm imagining it will just be like the layer of fabric and then the flannel in the back, but maybe there will be batting too. I mean, I don't know. Are we right? And I'm like really excited about it. I'm really excited about how insane I am. I did a sample. Oh, did I not bring it over? I thought, oh yes I did, okay. I did a sample. I'm gonna do broken dishes. I really thought so much about what quilt pattern. Like, did I even want to do a pattern? Like, did I want to just do like a wonky 4 patch, a wonky 9 patch? Did I want to do like a modern quilt? What did I really want from this experience? I really just, I mean, I'm deep into this project. I think I have decided on doing like a broken dishes, which is basically just like half square triangles, because I do have a deep love for the half square triangle. And I love the idea of like a traditional quilt with the modern colors and like in this ridiculous garment. I do love this. This was my experiment with using the 2-inch, like the finished 4-inch block, which is 2-inch half square triangle. But I think I'm gonna go bigger. I love the look of this one, but I'm afraid it might be a little too stiff. But I really do love the look of it. I don't know, but I'm afraid it might be too stiff. Do you have any ideas? I'm insane. I've lost my mind. But I mean, come on. What? Oh, one of these is not Homebody. This one is not, but this is also Art Gallery. It's something Kismet, which is another one that I was very tempted by, which I managed not to buy. Oh my gosh, what is wrong with me? So many things. Oh my gosh, come on. But I mean, look at that. Frippity frap. So fancy. I love everything that's got navy. Navy somehow makes everything fancy. What? It does. You don't. What a shush. I mean, come on. Whatever. So what do you think? I can't decide what I should do. So yeah, so I don't know. I can't decide. I don't know. That still feels pretty. Doesn't feel very stiff. I don't know. It is really cute, right? Come on. And I did the triangles on the roll, and it was like so fun. You just to cut like 2 6-inch strips of fabric, and you make like a gabillion triangles. It's super fun. Right. So satisfying. Also, this is the first time I've used the Art Gallery Pure Solids. They are fancy. They feel very slick. Right? Whew, so schnancy. And like, I just used this little bit. Like, I only used 18-inch by 6-inch strip. And like, I used half it. And I felt like I was like, had a million half square triangles. It was very exciting. So yeah, and then line it, right? Line it with flannel. What? So yeah, I can't decide what I should do. So like the option is to like, oh yeah, I don't know what to do. And the other benefit of using a pattern that had sizes that had lots and lots, like that would give me lots of positive ease, is I wouldn't have to worry about like pre-shrinking fabrics, and then like because I don't even want to have to like worry about it. I want it to be like, because it's just I don't want to. It's so much easier to like not. I don't want to have to like wash everything and then like restarch it, and like I just don't have that much patience. Clearly, I'm like, I just want to start. Like, I don't mind sewing. I will totally pre-wash everything for sewing. Like, I have no problem with that. But like, quilting is like, you gotta like pre-wash, and then you gotta like starch everything, and you gotta like lay it out, and like that just does not sound fun to me at all. Somebody out there is like totally tisk-tisking me. I hear you. No need to write a comment. I hear you. I hear you. Save your typeface breath. And then I also started just like a little, I started to say velvet. This flannel is very soft though. It feels kind of velvety. This is just like a little, what is this, Jacob's Ladder? I started a little throw quilt. And it's flannels that are farmhouse neutrals, I think is the line. So yeah, I'm excited about that. Eek. So it'll actually be a little throw quilt for moi. Yeah, this is the first time I've done flannel quilt, but it feels very nice so far. Yay. That was all to be like drawing the Make 9. See, what the flippity flap, y'all. So anyway, so sometimes you just have to draw the Make 9, or again, if I was reasonable, I would just write the words down. So this was my drawing the make 9 of my box top quilting. But see, I didn't know. I was like, do I just like draw? By the way, do you love my hair that I drew? I did write myself a note. What did it say? This is not what hair looks like. But anyway, the point was to be like boxy thing, quilty-ish. But at that point I was like, do I make it like a improv quilt? I don't know. But I knew I wanted it to be bluish. But do you see this monstrosity? Okay, let's talk about that one now. There's also lots of other blank ones, so those are available to fill at a later date with other beautiful illustrations. Okay, backstory. Okay, so I've been getting a million ads for this stupid LL Bean vest. And it's not just the LL Bean vest, but just in general. I have been seeing the stupid retro high pile fleece everywhere. Like, it's just, do you know what I mean? It's like that really knobbly fleece that looks like, I don't even know when fleece was invented. And by fleece, I mean like polar fleece, not sheepy fleece. Polyester plastic fleece. I don't even know when fleece was invented, but it's like in the way back times when fleece was new. And like it was really knobbly and like thick. It's not like this smooth fleece that we've had for quite some time now. But I'm seeing it everywhere. Like Mountain Hardware, is that what it's called? It has like the Monkey Man fleece. It's like in REI everywhere. I'm seeing it everywhere, okay? And I'm not gonna lie to you. I have drunk that Kool-Aid. I want that dumb thing. And I don't know why. I don't know what part of their marketing technique has gotten me. I don't know if it's like just like the like nostalgia part of it. I don't know if it's like wanting to be in the cool kids club of like the cool outdoors kids that I was never a part of. By the way, I don't even think I knew cool outdoor kids who had that. So I don't even know where that's coming from. I don't know what part of their marketing campaign, if it's just like pure just exposure. I don't know what it is. But I want it. But I don't want to buy it because there's multiple reasons. Like A, it is plastic. Like, and I'm not I mean, we've got fleece in this house. Don't get me wrong. I have a fleece vest. I've had it for years and years, and it is a very useful garment. But I already have one. So I don't need another one. As I mentioned, I don't ever leave the house, so I don't need any other gear that is primarily for leaving the house, because it is geared as an outside the house item. The inside of it is not a cozy fabric. It is more of like a wind-stopping fabric. So there's a multiple. If I wore it inside the house, I feel deeply that thread would get matted into it because my life is filled with thread. There is so much string in my life because of sewing that like it stresses me out. Like, I can't explain to you the depth of like the thread. It's just everywhere. And so when there is a piece of clothing that like grabs thread, it can't be in this house because it just drives me crazy. I'm not a clean person. I'm not a fastidious person about my personal appearance, but for some reason, thread distracts my visual flow in a way that is very stressful to me. It's dumb. I get it. Whatever. It is what it is. So there's like many reasons that I should not buy this thing. Okay? Okay, so here's my solution. And I don't remember why it came to me, but it has. It has come to me. And I secretly think I'm brilliant. Okay, not secretly, because I just told you, and I've actually already told the internet that I think I'm brilliant. I have this like grouping of DK yarns that are just like single. There's a couple of double skeins. And they've just been like accumulating in this like amorphous They're like, you know, you bought them at a festival. You thought you'd do like a 2-skein project with them, like a cowl or something, and they just never made it to that stage. They might all be some form of gold because that's my favorite color. But anyway, but they're like too big for like they're now too many cut skeins for a shawl. I was kind of thinking like, oh, I'll make like a stripy sweater out of them. And so that's kind of been the like mental like grouping for a while. At the same time, like, again, I don't leave the house that much. And I don't wear sweaters in the house a ton because, as I mentioned, the whole string thing, and like DK is a little warm. Even though my house is super cold. I don't know, it's just for some reason. But I do wear my little crocheted cardigan a lot in the house. I think because it feels sturdy to me. Like it just feels, it doesn't pill or anything. It just feels like it is both warm, but not too hot, but it's like sturdy. It feels like cozy. I don't know what it is. So like all of these things have like kind of like come together to make me feel very convinced that I should crochet a high pile fleece vest. And I'm doing it. So here's what's going on. So, here's like the grouping of, I know this is so classy, but whatever. This was just the easiest way to like put them all together for the moment. Do you see my sample in there? So why crochet, you ask? Well, here is the reason the crochet. Like it felt more like, well, again, part of the reason is like the crochet feels sturdier. And so it feels like very robust, and it feels like texturally like quite deep. Like this whole weird, also I just really like doing crochet lately, like occasionally. And so like if the opportunity presents itself, maybe I'm just going to take it, you know, like because it's fun to do. It also feels like it's kind of a fun way to do something that like I don't have a pattern for, because it feels like it's definitely try on as you go. Do you know what I mean? Like there is no, like you just wrap it around yourself and you're like, yep, it fits. And then you just like crochet for a little bit longer and you're like, mm-hmm. So there's like no need for a pattern at all. That's pretty exciting for this thing that I don't have a pattern for. It's very easy to stripe. And again, I feel like it has like that like weird retro texture that I wanted. That's that I didn't want to do the granny texture because it's kind of like more open. And so I wanted like something that was like deeper. Do you know what I mean? So I found this texture that's called Granny Spike. I'm not even kidding you. It's called Granny Spike. And so it's done much like a granny square, or excuse me, a granny stitch, except like you do like in US terms. So instead of doing just like the 3, like for example, like you would do your 3 double crochets into this like little space here. Instead you do 1 double crochet and then you do the second one down in here, like down into the grouping below, and then you do the other one. So that's what creates this like spike, which means that there's like less space. There's like less like, so it ties it all together more. And it also gives you, I think, more like depth of texture. That's not really true, but that's saying that the other one doesn't have texture. That's not what I mean. But it gave me more of the texture I wanted. That sounds like I'm dismissing the other texture. That's not what I meant. It just gave me the texture that more of the texture I wanted. What? Right? Crazy. So ridiculous. So I was like, oh no, I raised you your like retro fleece to Afghan. I'm wearing an Afghan. Whatever. I am 100% in. So here is my thing so far. And again, crochet is the granny panty of the crafting world in that it just like is so huge. You're like, what? But whatever, it's great because you just try it on. You just wrap it around your butt. And you're like, oh yeah, that fits my butt. Good job. Right. In fact, mine was not big enough. Like I knit I crocheted 2 rows and I was like, oh, this is not quite big enough for my butt. So I just like crocheted a little extra section and then just like finagled them together and then just kept going. You cannot tell. Let me look. Maybe I'm lying. Yeah, you cannot tell. I would give you dollars if you could tell. You can't. So yeah. It's fun to have a crochet project. Especially when it's ridiculous. I'm sorry, but if like some cutie little like Dre Renee, whatever, I don't know that, I don't think that's how you say her name, but if some cutie little thing like that made this, you'd be like, oh, she's on it. You like, sign me up. Where can I buy the kit? Give me some mohair. Give me some Surrey. I'm just saying. I've got to figure out how to make pockets in it though. And I don't think I can make this. I really do want like ankle pockets. I don't think I'm that talented yet. I think I'm going to have to make flat pockets. But I do want pockets in it. This is going to be amazing. It's going to be so excellent. And I'm going to put a zipper in it, of course. And it's going to have the stand-up collar. It could even have a hood, although I don't actually want it to have a hood because I wear hats. And like, it's like when you sit down and have that hood on you, it like hurts, it pushes your neck forward. And like, we don't need that. Like we spend too much time with our necks down like this. It's bad for our necks. So I don't want to put a hood on it. No. Okay. Just the stand-up collar. That was in my head originally, but then I thought maybe I should have a hood. No hood. Originally, when I bought the fabric, I thought I was going to make myself a quilted zip-up vest. But then I came on this idea for this, and then I was like, I cannot have 2 vests. I mean, I can. But I'm going to make this vest a priority, and then that's going to be a quilted sweatshirt. But I was going to make that a quilted vest first. But then, clearly this booted that out of the queue. I'm going to be like the best dressed recluse ever. Don't worry. When you come to the yurt for your psilocybin retreat, you wear a blindfold and ear things, so my vest will not distract you. My vest will not impact your transcendental psilocybin experience. I mean, only in that you will know it's there and it will give you great comfort. But it won't be like a textural, confusing thing for you during your experience. But it will definitely be on the brochure. Oh, yes, it will. Okay. So then in spinning, I finished my Advent skein. So this year for Advent, I had my kiddo portion out some Into the Whirled. I purchased like their bits and bobs. I purchased 3 packs of them so that I would have like a half an ounce to spin every day. And let me tell you, that was just like the perfect amount. There was a few days right at the end that got too stressful and I couldn't finish my like last 3 days because I was trying to finish up Christmas gifts. but then I just finished them up right after the holiday. And oh, look at my baby. Look at my little holiday baby, my little December baby. So I have approximately 760 yards, 370 grams of about a DK weight yarn. I just spun every day my little bobs and then just chain plied them. Excuse me. I may have inhaled some guacamole before recording this podcast. We did New Year's Eve. We always have New Year's Eve at this house, but of course not this year. But we did do Google Meetup, and we played games. And but I didn't think about it, and like when we usually have the New Year's, the people always bring me the guacamole, and nobody brought me guacamole because obviously nobody came here, and I was very sad that I did not have guacamole. So finally today I got guacamole, and so I like just ate a bunch of it for lunch, and so I might have overindulged. Sorry. Anyway, look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Is it fun? I'm not gonna lie to you. As I was spinning it, I was like, ooh, this might be too crazy. It's perfect. Right? Just keep adding colors and everything is fine. Right? Crazy. Super fun. Don't ask me. I have no idea what it'll be. So this should be something crochet though, clearly. I don't know. But it's fun. So that was very enjoyable. Did you do Adventy things with the making? What else could you do for Advent for making? I don't know. It would be fun to do some sort of creative, like to do like maybe a tiny lino carving or something, or I don't know. But I do really like I like the spinning. I started on the Advent sock the year before last, and I liked that a lot. I made my sock too small, but I definitely think that's fun to do like a colorwork sock where you just do like a few, like a little motif section a day. That was very fun. I don't know that I really want to do like a shawl or anything. I did like the sock. That was festive. I don't know. Do you have a favorite thing that you like to do for the Advent crafting? I do like the spinning. So, somebody on my Instagram feed does spindle spinning for Advent, which I think that is a fabulous idea. To do spindle spinning every day for December. Right? It would be a great way. I mean, it would be great to do it just to pick a month and just be like, I'm going to spindle spin half an ounce or whatever. You decide. 10 grams, whatever. I'm going to spindle spin that much every day. And that would be so fun. That would be great. I should do that. I should do it for like my birthday month. Yeah. I tell you right now, we just went back to virtual school. And like, let me clarify, like, I'm not complaining about our teachers. I'm not complaining about, like, I'm not blaming anyone, or like, I'm not upset that we're virtual. I'm glad that we were virtual, but like, it's rough. It's really rough. And like, I'm like, can we just flip and stop? Can we just like, can we just stop? Can we just take like, can we just stop? Can we just like take time out? Can we just not? Like, I know that I know that some of us have to keep working. Like, I understand. Like, but like, can we just like trade off? Like, I will go work at the grocery store. Like we could just all take turns doing the things that have to be done. Now I cannot take a turn being a nurse. I am so sorry. But I will certainly take a turn at the hospital doing something else. And like maybe we could all just like make it up, like the things that we could decide on, things that have to happen. Like we'd all just take turns doing those things. And then like maybe we could just like stop doing all the other things and just like not. I mean, yeah. Maybe we could just do that. Because like, yeah, doing an hour and 20 minutes of like geometry lecture, like to 14-year-olds during a pandemic. Again, I understand, like, people are just doing what they've been given to do. Like, I understand. I'm not, but like, that's ridiculous. Like, it's bonkers. Bonkers. Like we've had a discussion, like a brief discussion before about like how the standards for math are like way misaligned with like the standards for other things. Like that is in no way aligned with the standards for like reading. I mean, like she just gave me her vocab list. They're starting to read To Kill a Mockingbird. Those two, like, cognitive like there's no alignment between the thought processes required to process I'm saying the process word way too much, but there's like a gulf. There's like a Mariana's Trench between those two things. Okay, sorry. Yarn. Okay, sorry. Okay. Okay. I made tiny skirtles for my mole. In which I create a video that can be used as a diagnosis for my future mental breakdown. Oh, I forgot. She needs to have the buttons sewn on. Crud, because they are really cute. So my Merri Molly, who's this little, oh my god. Future historians. This is day 874 of the pandemic. Things are getting intense. So this is my Merri Molly. It's a pattern written by Cinthia Vallet. This is her Dungaree dress. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna fight you, Merri Molly. I want this stupid dress. I'm not kidding you. I'm gonna fight you for this. It is knit with Swan's Island American Sport, I think is what it's called. It's all American Rambouillet, and I really do love it so much. Sorry, Merri. It's got the crosses in the back, not in the front. Oh, after I blocked it, it stretched out the little straps too long. Dang it! Now the straps are too long. Okay, we're gonna have to do some modifications. I'm just gonna have to stitch them down a little bit more. Oh wait, that was the front. Okay, well, I do need to do a little, but right? Shut up. Okay, this is actually the front. But like, just imagine her head is facing the other way. This is technically the front. And like, I have these little tiny buttons. Oh. Okay, so I have these little tiny buttons to put on right here. Oh, you can't see them. They're so tiny. My finger is like, they're like this. They're little tiny hearts. So in the show, like in the show notes, I would do timestamps. Should I just call this one like breakdown? There's little tiny hearts. I need to put them on there because it does look super cute with the little tiny buttons on the braces. And so then she of course has her little sweater. And like in some of the pictures, they show her sweater tucked into the braces. So cute. Okay, so there is that. So yeah, I apologize. I forgot that that's how I could tell that that was the front. The front, you kind of pick up and knit from the front, the little I-cord, and so they are like outside the, what is it called? The dungaree dress. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. By the way, in case you are concerned that my child is like mortified about who I am, I'm very lucky. I would have been mortified if my mother were like, oh my gosh, so I'm gonna crochet this retro fleece vest. Mike is surprisingly like, that seems like a great idea. Maybe part of it is because we are on like, because she doesn't think I'm ever gonna leave the house in it, because like I don't ever leave the house. That might be part of it. She's also just surprisingly okay with that kind of thing. Mom, I'm sorry, I was so uptight. I would have not been okay with that. I do apologize. Okay. So then other things that I'm knitting. Oh, I cast on a tiny sock. It's not very far, but it is so cute. West Yorkshire Spinners. This year's Christmas one is called Silent Night. I really do like the West Yorkshire Spinners yarn ever so much. And this one, I don't usually like get excited about the sparkly yarn. This one is very enjoyable. What? Let me try to tilt it so you can see. Right. How fun is that? Are you kidding me? It's so cute. So I'm sorry, I'm getting the pattern name. I think it's called Crunkled. Does that sound good? Crunkled socks. And those are, of course, by, what is your human name? K. Jones. Is Bakery Bears. So those are very cute. I mean, come on. So again, that's West Yorkshire Spinners. Crunkled socks, K. Jones. I'm knitting mine on US Zeros. That's that. And then I have one more thing to show you. And that is, I started the Hybrid Knit Along with Mr. Stephen West. I didn't plan on it, and then I just accidentally did. So let me see if I can find the pattern. Okay, I am doing woven chevrons. So, woven chevrons is a fingering weight shawl that is knit in 4 colors. So it's a main color and then 3 contrasting colors. Did I say it's fingering weight yarn? But I can't follow rules. And so you know how I was like, oh, I have this grouping of DK weight yarns that we have this other grouping of DK weight yarns that were like, that have been literally living in a group for like several years now. And I kept, these were actually all wound except for one. And I was going to make a yoke with them. I was going to do something else with them, and it just kept not working out. So now they're this. So again, this is a DK versus the fingering weight is as it's written. So instead of having 3 contrast colors, I have 4. And instead of having 1 skein for the main color, I have 2. So it's 1 color, but I have 2 skeins of it. So hopefully that's enough to get me get me a big enough shawl. So here's mine so far. So the only thing that I'm doing differently is that, and I feel like I can say this because you can pretty much just see it in the pattern, that in the pattern you have like 6 repeats before you like get bigger. And mine, I'm just doing 4 because it felt like if it was going to be 6, it was going to be too chunky in the DK. I did the same stitch count because I was like, I didn't want to try to think too much. And I liked the shape that it was creating, but I think because of it, like because of that, I think it's going to end up being more like this shape. Like I think it's going to be held more like this maybe. We'll see. But yeah, I'm pretty jazzed about it. This is a really pleasant knit. Mr. West Stevens shawls are all really, the only shawl I have knit of his that I did not enjoy the process of knitting was the building blocks. Yeah, that's the only one that I did not really enjoy knitting, and I do really enjoy that finished shawl because it's very wearable. But I did not enjoy knitting that stupid thing. But every other shawl of his I have knit, I really enjoyed knitting. This is very enjoyable. This would also be a great one if you just wanted to do it in 2 colors. You can do it in as many colors as you want. I do think it probably you would want to stick with one like main color. But you could do as many contrasting colors as you wanted, like anywhere from 1 to like a gabillion. It would be really fun to do it with one main color and then like a long color change, either like a Noro or like a hand spun that has long color changes. But it's very intuitive. The only time I have to look at the pattern is when I'm adding extra stitches. Like I just look at the pattern to be like, where does this new marker go? Do you know what I mean? Like it's not like an emergency. And if I thought about it for more than a few seconds, I could just like figure it out. But just look at the pattern for a minute. It's very enjoyable. I highly recommend it. I added in mohair for one stripe and then was like, nah, I don't like that. So did I take it apart? Nope, just left it in. And I just won't add it on any other ones. So yeah. See, I have Sun Valley Fibers in a DK that's navy. I have a Miss Babs Yowza. I have another Crafty Girl. In a single ply. I love another Crafty Girl's simple DK that's like a single ply. I really like it. And I have Into the Whirled DK, and I have Leading with Fiber Arts, one of their DKs. So yay! I love how all these colors go together. So yeah. I'm knitting like all DK all the time. So yeah, so Mary Molly is pretty much outfitted. I need to sew on her buttons, but other than that, she is outfitted. I think she definitely needs another sweater though. I don't even think I need to tell you all of the yarns that are in the intense sweater of insanity. I will eventually put them in the show notes. But there's just like a lot of DK. There's some hand spun. There's some Beaver Slide dry goods. There's some Kilburn Woolens Scout. Is that what it's called? There's another Crafty Girls single ply DK. There's some Hazel knits. There's a lot of craziness. I have no idea how much yarn it's going to take to do this. No idea. We're just going to have to wait and find out. I do have like a plan. Like I put the yarns in a circle and like took a photo to like, so I kind of have an idea of like the stripe order. So they're not in that order in here, but okay, I think that's, shameless self-promotion. Oh. Oh, I did totally also get, we shouldn't talk about that because it's not so positive. Maybe I'll talk about it next time. I got like a little tiny bit of Rambouillet fleece because I enjoy that stupid Swans. I love that stupid Swans Island yarn so much. I was like, maybe I'll try to get a little bit of Rambouillet fleece. I definitely have fleece in this house that's not processed. Oh my gosh. Why do I love to buy I want to be like a fleece dealer, a fleece broker. That sounds better than dealer, but I'm really a dealer. No, I'm a therapeutic practitioner. Anyway, I purchased just a couple pounds of Rambouillet because I was afraid it would lose a lot of weight when I washed it because it's pretty greasy usually, like a merino. So I bought just a couple pounds of this Rambouillet. And, you know, partly of it is my fault because I did not read. I had read so many descriptions that I think I just got a little bit confused. And so the one that I purchased didn't actually have as much. It didn't have a lot of information, and so it was not It was not very expensive. So it's fine. It's fine. But it does have it's not very good quality. It has quite a few second cuts, and it was a pretty it seemed like it was not well skirted, and it was again just like a couple pounds. So I'm like, why would you send somebody come on, like I just pulled out second cuts, come on. But that said, it's just a few pounds, and I am kind of excited to see if I can I just want to hand card it. I don't want to get out the drum carder. I just want to hand card a little bit and see, maybe. Wouldn't it be fun if I could make like a Rambouillet yarn that I liked to spin, that I liked to knit with as much as the Swan's Island? Oh, it would be so fun. It is really interesting feeling. It feels... Oh, so many second cuts. It makes me angry. If you don't know what a second cut is, a second cut is when the shearer... By the way, if I were going to shear a sheep, it would be like, second cuts, third cuts, fourth cuts, okay? But I am not a sheep shearer. Second cuts are, the shearer goes over the fleece, and so they cut off the fleece. But they've left little bits, they've left a little bit of the layer on, so they have to take the shear and go back over it. And so you get these little short bits. And if you leave those in the fiber, they will make like pills. So unless you want like a tweedy, yarn, which most of us, if we're spinning by hand, don't want that, you have to pick them out. So you're paying for something that you're having to throw away, which is not fun. And you have to take the time to pick them out. So that's the shearer's fault, but it's also the fault of the person who's selling it to you, because they should have told you that was in there. But again, they didn't not tell me it wasn't in there because I just didn't really put a good listing on there. This person, I think, though, I will write to them and tell them. I don't think I'm going to immediately write a bad review, because they may not be, they may not spin, so they may not know. But I do think I will write them and say, hey, are you aware that this is a problem with your fleece? And see what they do. I don't necessarily think I'm not saying that I want money back necessarily or anything like that. That's not what I mean. But they should write something on the remaining fiber to reflect that there is a problem with it. Because, this is pretty bad, actually. Yeah, that's actually pretty bad. That's pretty bad. If I had invested more money than that, I would be displeased. But we'll see what they do. And then if they don't, then I will leave a bad review, because that's too much. And again, if they're not a fiber person, they just may not know. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I feel like if you're not a fiber person, I'm not sure why you're. I mean, Rambouillet is not like a cheap fleece. You know what I mean? Like, and that's not a. You know what I mean? Like, that's not like a meat fleece that you're selling. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, so what was it? I don't know why I was going to tell you about that. Oh, I guess I was just going to tell you, like, sometimes you buy stuff online and it's not good. But that's okay. But I'm still excited about spinning what is left. And part of me is almost like, well, I almost feel like I'm like, oh, good. That means less things I have to do. Which is a very silly response to have. But yeah. When you impulse buy something and then you're like, oh, why didn't I just buy more work for myself? Why didn't I just, like, you know, just do some Rambouillet roving and just, like, try to spin it over the fold or something to see if that would give me more of a bat, like, wooleny kind of prep. Yeah, that would have made more sense. Why did I just give myself more work to do? But I will say this, I was afraid of washing it because I figured it was like a merino and it would be like really high grease and it would be a pain in the neck. I washed it with the power scour and man, I just washed it once and it is super clean, which is super awesome. And it feels beautiful. It's like very cottony and full of second cuts. Bastards. Wow, this shearer's like really problematic. Maybe this was just a really cranky sheep. But anyway. So. I mean, you know, any fleece you get is, I mean, I'm not surprised to find second cuts. Like, I'm never like, oh my, I've never seen this many second cuts in a fleece. Ever. Never, ever, ever in my whole long-legged life. Oh my gosh. What was I going to say? Oh, shop update. I guess I shouldn't do this while we're talking. I'm like, maybe I could shear a fleece. This person has a job. Shop update. So there will be a shop update. It'll be the 2nd. So not this Friday, but next Friday. What Friday is that, you ask? I don't know. I have to look because I'm not sure. What is time? It will be, oh, it's not the 2nd Friday. It's the 3rd Friday. So January 15th at 9 p.m. Eastern. Now, I don't have everything that will be in the update because, but I will have, this isn't because of the psilocybin thing, it just occurred to me though. It is. Okay, there's actually, I totally do have a way trippier mushroom fabric that I didn't put in the update, and it's like really trippy, but I didn't put it in the update. Clearly missed the mark on that one. So I'll have this fabric. I'll have it in this sweater size, and then I have on order a cotton linen version of the same fabric that I will have in a large wedge version. So the bag that's a slightly smaller of the same. And then I plan to have another style of bag that will be like a leather handle bag with a pocket, with a set of pockets. We'll see how that goes. But that's the plan. These will all be for pre-order. So it'll be a sweater size, a large wedge, and then a mystery new bag. Mystery. And then I'll also have this fabric. So can you see how cute it is? Right? How cozy is that? So the same situation. I'll have it in this size, which is my sweater size, which is great for your larger shawls. Like that's what size I have That's not true. I have that even bigger bag. But anyway, it's great for it's great for multi-skein shawls. It's basically is great for up to like a 5-skein project. It's great for like your sport weight, even if you're a big person, like a sport weight sweater will go fine in there. It's, you know, also great if you want to have multiple projects stored in there. I'll also have it in a cotton linen blend in the large wedge size, which is what, you know, a couple skein shawl, 3-skein shawl. And then I'll have it in the, hopefully, new size bag as well. We'll see how it goes. I mean, you just never know. Oh my gosh. God, stop. I can't stop. Oh my goodness. So many second cuts. Oh my gosh, it's insane. Okay, anyway. I hope that you rest. And I hope that you rest with an understanding that your rest is needed, that it is warranted, that it is important, and that it doesn't make you less valuable. I hope that as we kind of were like all gearing back up, or like trying to gear back up, or feeling like we should gear back up, I hope that you can think about whether you want to place your value on your productivity. Like, is that where you want to put your value as a person? Is that where you put the value of your child? Is that where you put the value of your sister? Is that where you put the value of your friend? Is their value tied to their productivity? Are they only valuable to you when they are productive? So are you only valuable when you're productive? I hope that you can just, even if you can't completely transform your thinking about that, that at least you can think on it. And I'll talk to you next time.